Have you ever heard of a prophecy that foretells the end of a dynasty and the sinking of a capital city? Today, we're diving deep into a story that weaves together ancient myths, royal hubris, and curses etched in stone. This is the tale of Bangkok, the Chakri Dynasty, and the cosmic forces that might seal its fate. Our story begins with Narayana, an epithet for the Hindu god Vishnu. The name literally means he who rests on the waters. In ancient beliefs, these aren't just any waters, they represent the cosmic ocean, the very essence of the universe and karma. Vishnu, in this form, is seen as the supreme divine serpent, or Naga, who maintains the balance of the cosmos. While he is known as the preserver, his role is to uphold cosmic order, or dharma. This divine balance is found everywhere, from the golden ratio in science to the very fabric of existence. This cosmic balance was once disrupted, according to myth. The devas, or gods, led by Indra, cast the asuras, or demons, out of paradise. They were thrown into the cosmic ocean, a punishment seen as coming directly from Vishnu. This act of submerging the asuras sets a powerful precedent, a theme of divine retribution by water that will echo through our story. Now, let's turn to the historical chronicles of the Emerald Buddha. These texts, written by scholars, tell of a time when the great city of Angkor was ravaged. A powerful Naga appeared, flooding the city and destroying its advanced hydraulic systems. This wasn't just a natural disaster, it was seen as a supernatural event, a divine act of cleansing. This brings us to the founding of Bangkok in 1782. After executing the king of Ayutthaya, a general named Thong Duong crowned himself Rama I, establishing the Chakri Dynasty. But his new reign came with a chilling prophecy. Oracles warned that his dynasty would last for only 10 reigns, and in the 10th reign, 4 Nagas would rise to submerge his new capital, Bangkok. Fast forward to the reign of Rama IV, also known as King Mongkut. He was a brilliant man, a spiritual master who could read the celestial signs, but he was also prideful. He became obsessed with the idea of moving the magnificent temple of Angkor Wat, stone by stone, to Bangkok. His astrologers warned him against it, sensing the danger in disturbing such a sacred site. But Mongkut, in an act of royal hubris, refused to listen. The consequences were swift and brutal. During the annual water festival, his beloved daughter, Princess Kanakaka, drowned in the river as a horrified crowd watched, helpless. That same year, 4 of his other children died at birth, and 5 more passed away shortly after. Tragedy after tragedy struck the royal family. It seemed the cosmos itself was punishing him for defying the divine will. Today, under the 10th king of the Chakri dynasty, history seems to be repeating itself. An audacious replica and celestial mandala of Angkor Wat has been built during his reign. The parallels to King Mongkut's actions are uncanny. Tragically, the current king has also faced personal loss. His daughter and his mother have both passed away. And just before a recent water festival, King Rama IV performed an unusual ritual to the Emerald Buddha, perhaps seeking protection from a fate he feels is closing in. But why is moving or replicating Angkor Wat so dangerous? The answer lies in the ancient curses carved into the temple's very stones. These inscriptions were meant to protect the sacred grounds from desecration. Let's look at what they say. The Chronicle of the Emerald Buddha tells a story from Angkor. A king's son had a pet fly, and his friend, an officer's son, had a pet spider. One day, the spider ate the fly. In a fit of rage, the king had the officer's son drowned. In response, a great Naga rose from the waters, creating a storm and flood that killed the king and most of the city's inhabitants. Angkor was abandoned. The message is clear. An act of injustice led to a watery demise brought by a vengeful Naga. The stone inscriptions are even more direct. An inscription from Prst Akyum warns anyone who moves the sacred boundaries or misuses the temple's property. It says, "May he who attempts this fall into the deepest hells. May this impious one be torn apart by the dogs of Yama, and may his lineage die out without offspring." And it adds a chilling detail. The powers of heaven, earth, and the directions shall intervene to crush him by fire and by flood. Another inscription, from Phimianakis, expands the curse. It targets not just the perpetrator, but anyone who consents to the act, approves of it, or fails to stop it. Their punishment, to be reborn as hateful, suffering beings, wandering as hungry ghosts, trapped in endless torture in dark abysses, reserved for those who steal from the gods. An inscription from Loli, from the reign of Yavarman I, is just as terrifying. It calls upon the guardians of the 8 directions and all the temple deities to band together to devour him. It states that King Yama, the judge of the dead, will drag the offender into the worst of hells for his crime of breaking the Dharma, where he will suffer until the sun and moon cease to shine. Finally, a later inscription from Panam Banti Nyang details the physical horrors that await. May he who seizes the lands, slaves, or ritual objects be struck by a terrible and painful disease. May he know a violent death by iron, fire, or wild beast. May disasters fall upon his house and fields, and may his wife and children perish before him. May his memory and his lineage be extinguished forever. These are not just words. They are solemn oaths, binding divine forces to protect these sacred sites. When King Mongkut tried to move Angkor Wat, he and his family suffered immensely. Now, with a replica built under the 10th king, the prophecy from 1782 looms larger than ever. It seems Thailand may be facing an inescapable destiny. The nation is already grappling with a severe, multifaceted crisis. Could this be the beginning of the end, foretold so long ago? As we watch events unfold, one can only hope that the divine powers, if they do act, will show mercy to the innocent, the women, children, animals, and the elderly. The prophecy of the 10 kings, the curses of Angkor, and the cosmic symbolism of Narayana have all converged. Only time will tell if Bangkok is destined to be submerged, fulfilling a fate set in motion over 200 years ago. Thank you for joining me on this journey into history, myth, and prophecy. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries.